like there's a crowd in my my apartment. Ali, do you want to go? Do you want to go next? So Ali's got South Africa. This is an interesting one. Yeah, go on, mate. Take it away.
Yeah. Overall, actually, South Africa are a really balanced team. They've all got experienced internationals, and of course, they've got the pace battery of Nortje and Rabada, and they're going to be backed up by Maharaj and the number one T20 bowler Shamsi. I mean, they've got match winners in terms of Quinton de Kock and Aiden Markram, and there's not really any reason for them not to reach the semi-final. I mean, yes, they are playing in Asian conditions, which historically they're not doing great, but it's starting to change the record really, and the fact that they also beat Sri Lanka recently suggests that they're probably learning as well on recent experiences.
Short and sweet. I like it. What about the? I'll ask you actually. What do you think about the batting in terms of like the opening pair and the kind of lack of the perceived lack of depth and strength in the batting? Do you think that's going to come to bite them in the backside?
I think Temba Bavuma is a bit in the same road as Owen Morgan at the moment. Not really a bit good form. He got injured recently. He's only just coming back. So he's obviously going to have to play because he's captain. I mean, with Quinton de Kock, Reza Hendricks, Van der Dussen, I mean, that's a good, and Ada Markham, obviously. I mean, that's a good, solid top four, and maybe Bavuma in 5 and David Miller at 6. I mean, apart from that, obviously, hopefully none of them get injured. Otherwise, I mean, the reserves are Henry Claassen. I think he's the only big batter in there. And then, but yeah, the depth is. I mean, their first choice team is pretty strong. But I mean, obviously, someone's obviously mentioned not having the most expensive IPL player, a leggy who's 42-year-old, but he could still do a job, and Faf du Plessis who still opens a button in the IPL. So and not to mention obviously AB de Villiers who's still ridiculous. But South Africa have sort of moved on from all of these players, and they're looking to carry on with what they have, and hopefully it might pay off. And as I said, there's no reason why they're not going to reach the semi-finals.
No reason at all. Yeah, exactly. Nothing to do with these 4 players missing at all. But yeah, no, that's a pretty fair assessment. I was going to ask you about the 4 players, but you've incorporated it pretty nicely. Magical Gamer agrees with you saying about the bowling unit's pretty strong. Shamsi, Maharaj, Fortune through the middle overs, Rabada and Nortje with the pace. To be fair, they don't have a number 6. He's saying. Proteas or Mulder aren't good enough, and they don't have all rounders. What about that? Who do you have at 6, Ali? If you're looking at the squad, who do you slot into there?
I would have Miller. So I'd open with De Kock and Hendricks, and I'd have number 3 as Markram. Number 4 would be who would I say?
Van der Dussen?
Yeah, sorry, Van der Dussen. Number 5 would be Bavuma, and 6 would be Miller.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Bavuma at 5. That's interesting. Okay, nice. I think if they went that way, it probably would help. I just can't see Bavuma being down, I guess. But it'll be interesting. Magical Game is saying De Kock, Van der Dussen, Markram, Miller, pretty good batsmen in there as well. And yeah, Killer. Maybe they're not. Maybe they'll surprise us. Ali's kind of convincing me as we talk. So, but yeah, what Vanu? Do you have any questions about South Africa?
Do you think that the IPL experience some of the South African players are getting, like the Kock, will help them?
Oh yeah, massively. I mean, in essence, De Kock's the most important player for South Africa at the moment, I reckon. With the batting and the keeping, we saw how good he was in the 100 as well. Obviously, being in the IPL helps with the conditions, and leading into the T20, where hopefully he'll fire.
Yeah, I agree.
Another question.
Go on.
How do you feel about De Villiers not in the squad? Do you think that's going to hinder them, or do you think?
We moved on. He's not been playing for South.
But there was a lot of speculation. There was a lot of talk that he could potentially be playing in this World Cup.
2019. So I mean, yeah, he could have played, but he picks and chooses where he wants to play. So Van der Dessen's good enough.
I love it.
But is he as good as the Villiers? I don't think so. On his day, well, that's another discussion.
Yeah, I mean, look at his stats. So I mean, Van der Dessen's been around for 2 years now, and he's not been too badly,
I'll personally play him because South Africa would have win something. Come on, you've got to have the Villiers there playing.
Is this the Villiers fan club?
Yes. I'm literally in an RCB shirt. So yeah, Penny, you've got backing. To be fair, I do just have a follow-up question for Ali. Do you not think that the South African tail is a bit long in length? Because you mentioned their top 6.
Yeah.
They don't really have an out-and-out finisher. Yeah. You do have Pretorius / Mulder potentially, but you've got the likes of Shamsi, Maharaj is bowling all-rounder, and you've got Rabada and Nortje. It's not the most strong tail, is it?
Yeah, so they're more out-and-out bowlers rather than, all-rounders. Hopefully Pretorius comes back from injury. He is coming back from injury and hopefully does a job. But yeah, it is a long tail, but there's a reason why they're specialists and they have to be in there to, the batsmen are hopefully gonna win the World Cup, and then bowlers gonna have to knock them off.
I love. To be fair, you've answered the questions really well. It has to be said. Magical Gamer says he's given a lineup here, which is quite interesting. So no Bavuma though. So Bavuma's the captain though, but I guess he's saying theoretically. I guess that's a bit of a longer tail because they'd have Pretorius, Maharaj, Fortune can all bat. So that would be a bit better, I guess, which is interesting. And Ray saying here that Afghanistan could have defeated them if they were on the same group. Afghanistan not a bad side. Okay, don't say anything about Afghanistan. Matt's going to tell you why they're not a bad side in a second. And Ray says he's coming out with the stats. AB scores a strike rate 225, Man and Dustin at 133. I don't know what format that is, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, well, that strike rate. Who's he facing against? I mean, Van der Dessen's only played international cricket, but who do Villiers play that against?
Yeah, I love how you're questioning the credentials of De Villiers. I love that. Absolutely love it. But to be fair, ABD retired. Can't blame them for not picking him. I feel Bavuma is a liability. That's a bit harsh. Right, okay. Let's spin the wheel.